Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. So after the D1 finals, we are switching over watching Division 2, Match 3 between Resemblance and Soul. I'm going to, hello, I'm Koopa, or Koopa Guy, however you want to call me. I'm joined here today with Zorro, who is going to be casting alongside me, although he told me as he said in chat, I think his English is not as good.
It's
So
trash.
it'll be mostly me. I don't think we have a lineup panel, so I will tell you guys the lineups. I'm assuming they've stayed the same across both games. I haven't been informed of any changes from my own team. So we're going to be watching Nyx, and the Souls lineup today is Squids, Jasmine, Nyx, Artie, Parishia, and Blue, which it has been for the entire season, barring, I think, one match. And Resemblance is using Fresh, APG, Luisal, Biz, Kokote, and DG14. So, yeah, in case you guys are curious about what happened the first two matches, match one, Resemblance won that game pretty handedly by 70 points. And then Soul won match two by a lot, by 170. So it's been a very odd swing between the two teams. So should be fairly interesting. I'm hopefully this will be a slightly closer match so it's a little more entertaining for you guys. And also, I apologize in advance if my bias shows. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but Soul is actually my team. So I might be. There's going to be some bias in my commentary today, which is something I'll try and prevent as much as possible. But so yeah. So thank you, Aplex. 6 on RE, you're missing Biz. Hang on.
Okay, here you. There are this match prediction in the chat. You can bet your channel points into your favorite team. So let's gambling, boys.
Yeah, so predict whether it's going to be Resemblance or Soul. I honestly, personally, I have no clue, because while Soul has the momentum going into this, because they won last match by so much, that can get to people's heads, and that can cause some bad plays to happen, because you start, thinking you're hot shit, and then you just get smacked back down to reality. So, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, Room should be up. I don't know.
Up there.
Yeah, okay. Room is up, and they're picking. Soul is picking Big Blue match 1. Which is a classic Soul pick, as anyone who's played against Soul knows. And DSBS coming out from RE, which is an odd choice considering they're starting like 1-3-4 or something.
Yeah, but they play that track a lot. Like
true.
Every war they play, like in the first race.
Yeah. Well, APG said no, and APG went with the DKJ, which is a more classic pick for the positions they're in. So this should be an exciting match. So in case you guys are wondering, I think the Warriors are both on
Resemblance.
Sorry, excuse me, on Resemblance, and the Morton is on Soul. And otherwise, I think everyone's basically, and the only Waluigi Scooty is Parishi, who's on Soul. So. Early starting out here, Soul's going to have to try and penetrate. It seems like they were successfully able to just immediately get into top spots. I think it's Nyx and Jasmine in top 2. Nyx with the Shroom very early on. We'll see if he opts to hold this or if he just takes cut. Yeah, he's going to just take cut. Try and break out in a bit of a lead so he doesn't bump Jasmine. And yeah, very early lead. It seems like Resemblance was not able to hold on to the 3 people in top 4 were just not able to hold on to the spots. And I think that's top 3 for Soul right now. I see that Morton in 3rd. So it could be even better depending on who's in 4th or 5th. I do see 2 Warriors. Someone is already in last bagging, so that means like Soul must be in a very good shape currently. We'll see how that goes. And I think one of the Waluigis back there may be Squids or Artie or someone like that, looking to see if Shock does get pulled. Blue coming out. I don't think, Nyx is just going to take this. As long as he's not over a gap, he should be fine. Because I think Soul is still top 3, so he'll just take this and nothing will change. Yeah, so fairly simple process here. Almost bananaing Jasmine there, but Luckily, he was able to avoid that. So yeah, that is actually top four for Soul right now. Possibly even better, depending on who's in 5th. Although top 4 is a fairly good stabilizer. If they're able to finish this race, then they're kind of gone. They're gonna have to keep an eye on Last. I don't know if Last
I think they have shot because the last Luigi didn't activate anything in the last boxes.
Yeah, he hasn't used anything yet, and he didn't activate on first set either. So yeah, that does indicate to me a shock. So whoever Soul is back there needs to make sure that they have dodging items. Although it should be coming out soon. There it is. Okay, and a blue coming out as well. Although only 2 people dodged, and they dodged fairly far back. And Soul is going to get to the glider here. So that should still be a fairly decent race for Soul because they didn't really get hit too hard. And Nick's able to maintain first. Blue is not too far back, so Shock did save Resemblance there from a really terrible race, but Soul was still able to maintain a decent race despite it, and actually a very good race as well. 1, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 11, I think that was.
There's a 14 lead for Soul. That's huge for race 1.
Yes, and Squid's typing in chat that was Resemblance's Shock. Don't worry, that was fairly obvious. So Soul's going to opt for RWS, which is a fairly typical track to pick for the positions that they're in. Basically, as long as second gets hit out or bumped out even, then they're fine. Especially because Nyx is a very strong runner. I would consider him probably the strongest individual player in Soul. So because he's in first, he should be able to maintain first. Mix of Desert and well, they're not going to get it. Desert and Super Bell Subway for the spots that they got was an odd combo, but yeah. Okay, so RWS first race here. Basically, they just want to make sure that Nyx can stay in first, since Nyx is basically the strongest runner, and all they have to do is just kind of be annoying. Because realistically, on this track, you can be first and nothing, and you're fine. Because of how strong running is on this track. He's able to get 6 coins immediately, even 7, which is going to have him break out a fairly sizable lead on second. So he's basically just going to be first for the rest of the race, barring him getting double redded or something. So yeah, I think that's Biz or Kokode in second, and I think Artie's in third. So 1-3 right now for Soul. Oh, bit of a fail. He's able to keep first, lays a nano on the double box, and doesn't lose too much time. Fortunately gets his protection stolen, and he's going to get redded for it, I believe. Or no, that red's going for fresh, never mind. Yeah. So I'm thinking second right now is probably a Soul member, considering Fresh got redded out of second. So I think that's a top 2. Ooh, that Nana! That was a weird one. So yes, it is second, it is Squid's in second. Nana didn't seem to do too much, and I think Resemblance is actually going for a shock possibly in last. I'm unsure of what's going on with that. So, oh, Squid got hit out, and so did Blue, so I think this might be... Oh, geez, all those Nanas, that's a minefield. I think 2-3 possibly. There's a shock. We'll see whose shock that was, depending on who this Waluigi is. That would indicate... Yeah, okay, so that is a Resemblance shock. Nick's still able to keep first. Oh, geez. Okay, Jasmine just has triple reds in second. Just looked back. So top 2-4 at least for Soul, and that Wario getting hit out. So that's top 3. Now, unfortunately, we haven't really been able to know what's been going on in the bottom spots really, because of all the Waluigis. We do know at least it's top 3 for Soul, and looking like a winning race because. Yeah. Top 2 isn't gonna die here unless there's a blue or like a shock, which there probably won't be. Considering there was already a shock this race, so...
The mid pack is very tight.
Yeah, the pack is very, very tight. So top 2 for Soul at the very least. Top 2-4 possibly as well, because the Morton's right there, depending on who... That may have been a Soul member in third, so... Wow, top 2, 4, 5, 6 last. That's a massive race. Nick's able to be first 2 races in a row. That's huge. Soul up to very, very quick 36-point lead. Wow. So now let's see what they opt for. Yeah, okay, they're just gonna go classic RMP. That's the general order of Soul tracks when they're finishing in top spots. They'll go RWS first, then they'll go RMP, and then they just don't know what to do. But that's fine. So Desert coming out for Resemblance. Resemblance really wants this Desert pick, because if Soul is able to run away with this RMP and they're not able to do anything about it, then that might actually just be Curtains, and they do get Desert. So this is exactly what Resemblance wanted here, to get a bit of a momentum reset for them, and maybe even get a massive race, possibly, to bring it back.
They have to reset the mental. If they keep losing like the race 1 and 2, they can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So Nyx, Nyx is backing, interestingly, even though he was starting in first, but that's not really that big of a deal. I think he's just going to go for shrooms and dodge items, because that's more what Nyx does. Going for shock is typically a Jasmine fare, as what I've noticed, in Squids as well. The two British people tend to do that for Soul, although Nyx is fairly far back here, although not at a range for shock, definitely not, because like first, like, you guys don't know what the range is for shock on second set on Desert. It's when first breaches last set is about where you want to start hitting boxes to start rolling for a shock potentially. So there's that. And Nyx getting a box in 7. Ooh, triple reds from Artie. That's a very odd pick. A very, very good chain for Nyx here. If he's able to dodge, like, he's kind of... That's a red from Artie, I'm assuming. That was odd, but... If he's able to dodge a shock here, he's in a very good position. Unfortunately, though, a Crazy 8 is not that good of a dodge item, depending on what he has after. He gets a single red, so... yeah, I don't know, like, what Nyx is gonna do here. Okay, that's a Soul Shock. Okay. Unfortunately, red's Jasmine. That's okay, he's gonna red Fresh here as well. Nyx coming into first, and I think, because that was a Soul Shock, yeah, that's Parishi behind him. 2 bills in last. I think that was just a shock that was used. I don't think that was a anyone dodged with the shock. So there might be another shock coming in lap 3. There's a blue coming out here. Will it go for Parishi? Yes, it will. So that's very good. Parishi able to tank that blue and have another shroom after it, because he did have triple shrooms. From what the back I can see, okay, blue just went into a ghost, and there's 2 Warios in fairly low spots. That's only top 2 for Soul here, and on Desert, I don't know how stable that is. Depending on what the mid-pack looks like, this could be a pretty bad race. Missed the back on the red with his red, but at least he had a bomb to block that red, so he didn't have to worry too much about that. If he's able to get a shroom here, this is basically guaranteed a win. You know, he gets a boomerang. There's a shock that's coming from Resemblance, because for sure, because I think it was Biz that just stopped before set. So we'll see what happens. So Luisa able to come up. I think this is still a decent. Oh, that red. That's very unfortunate. Quite a few bottom spots. That is last for Resemblance, though. Parishi was able to maintain a top spot. If it weren't for that red, that was a 2-3, which would have probably saved the race. But still, a good race for Resemblance. Exactly what they wanted. They were able to remove the impact of race 1. Now Soul is only up 22.
Okay, so first shock was Soul 1, and the second was Resemblance.
Yeah, and okay, classic pick here from Soul. They're going big blue. So if anyone who's ever played Soul knows that this is just a track that we pick because it pisses people off, and we're also very good at it for no real good reason, because it's basically a dice roll. But you know what? Well, we take it every time. And we'll see what Resemblance opts for here. Considering Parishi's in second and RWS is already off the table, we'll see what they go. Tick-Tock Clock and DHC didn't seem to come to an agreement. 3-3 on what track they wanted, which is interesting. Now, funnily enough, if they go DHC, they might do the juke out strat. It looks like it doesn't matter, we're going big blue, but if you don't know what that is when you're starting in 1-3, first goes for the right coins instead of the left ones. And third goes for the left ones, which makes it so second, because second normally goes for the right coins. Like, assuming first goes left, because that's what's faster on DHC. You can end up having second with 0 coins, first on 2 and third on 3, and it basically knocks out the person in second from the race, potentially. Or at least from the early race, because DHC is a running track. So, Big Blue is the pick that comes out for Soul. One of Soul's, I would say, Soul's favorite track. Just for some reason very good on it. This red, he's going to have to watch out to not use this too hastily, because a lot of his teammates are around, and this track... Oh, he decides to just toss it back, which was very odd. It hit no one, so I guess it was neutral in that sense. And in here in 6th. Green flies off the track in 5th. I think Parishi is still in 1st or 2nd, potentially. I think it's like a top 2 for Seoul, because I think Squids is up there. Unless I missed something. These greens are going to have to watch out. Okay, whoever was at that boomerang got knocked out by those greens. Able to trail APG there. Yeah, that is Squids. Okay, yeah, so it is top 2, 6 right now for Seoul. Able to get this double in 6, which is very good. Oh, Parishi's back there. A star in 7th is very good, especially if there's a shock in play. Nyx should be good to just straight up win here. So we'll see if there is a shock in play. Doesn't seem like there is. He's holding... There's 3 stars from Seoul here, so if there's a shock, then... odd place to use a star. It was weird. It was right next to blue. Unsure what that was, but that's fine. This blue coming out, going to hit probably. I think this is like 3-4? 2-3-4? Yeah, 2-3-4 for excuse me, for Seoul. Pretty decent. Oh, top 4. I didn't realize Jasmine was up there. Sorry, my bad. Top 4, 6. Very good race. I was gonna say, well, that was an okay race, but not very, very good race. Top 4. My bad. I must have missed Jasmine up there. So I must have mistaken Jasmine for Perry. I think that was my mistake, but that's fine. Very good race there. 56-point lead after GP is excellent for Seoul. That's exactly what they wanted.
Resemblance has to wake up. They can't play like play like that.
Oh no, like they've just been clapped right now. Like, I mean, you know, like Resemblance might complain about luck there, but at some point, like, Seoul didn't win that track because they pulled a shock and dodged 3 people in like mid spots, which is really potentially what they could have done there, because realistically that was a decent option, because I think there were 3 people with a star, so in like 7-8.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cloudtop Cruise coming up for Seoul. This is another track that they like a lot. I think Jasmine and Squids particularly, who did get top 2, like this track a lot, so that's why they're going it. Although they will have to watch out for a shock, because shocks on this track are brutal. Nyx failing his start there, unfortunately, but shocks on this track are very brutal, so to watch out in case Resemblance decides to go for it. But we won't really know until lap 2 at the most, because Squids is back there as well. I think that's an early bottom 3 for Seoul there. I don't know what happened, and here's Jasmine back here, so I think this is indicates a fairly strong presence in the top 4 Resemblance. Resemblance gonna probably top 2, 4 for Resemblance. Already getting back, so top 3 for Resemblance. Nyx... Oh, no, sorry, Parishi's right there. My bad. I missed Parishi not getting hit out there, but because of, Fresh's greens are going to threaten Parishi out, and now Resemblance is going to hold on to this top 2, probably for the remainder of the race, barring something from 3rd here to help penetrate these top spots, like a blue shell or something. These greens from Nyx are going to be fairly helpful, because he's going to be able to at least break the greens that Fresh has, because he's behind here with the fast greens. He might even be able to hit Luisao.
Nope.
So he's able to break... Oh!
What happened there?
I'm going to assume, actually, I think that was lag. I think Luisao may have hit the wall on Fresh's screen, and that caused Fresh to hit Luisao. So that is very unfortunate. Gonna hit Fresh out. Oh, Fresh had nothing in first. Oh, he just had a shroom. Okay. Nyx with the shroom in first is really good. However, he really needs protection. Oh, actually, there's a blue. You're able to dodge this. Yeah, very good. Gets his coin stolen from him. Doesn't get the double box. Gets a horn.
Wow.
Uses it immediately. Wow. Okay, that's very good for him. Oh, but gets redded for
Never
it.
mind.
Oh, well. Yeah. Top 2 for, I guess, redded again. So I think that's a fairly good race for now from Resemblance. I think they're like top 2 or top 3 even. Unless Squids is up there. In a really good spot. I think Artie and Blue are in the bottom spots right now. See what they can do here. Try and these greens. Yeah, that's gonna be the race for. Biz getting hit off there. That's decent for Nyx there. I think that was a pretty good race for Resemblance. Yeah, top 3, 6, 7 last is Resemblance's race, which is decent. That's exactly what they need. That's a good momentum shifting one. I think it's a win by more than 10 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, win by 20. Okay. So now Resemblance is only, down 36. So, well, I mean, only down 36. That's a pretty, still a pretty big chunk of score of points there to make up. But ideally, if Soul has to think that like they can't blame luck, they can't like think about that race and how it started poorly with Nyx failing and then them all getting hit out one by one. They need to focus on the next race. I focus on the fact that they're still up by 36 after 5, which is very good. Noticing a trend in Resemblance not agreeing on track picks, seemingly. It's very, very odd. But Tick-Tock Cluck, which is a fairly good one. Now, we'll see if they're able to maintain their top spots. It seems to be that, like, every time either team gets a good running track, they haven't really been able to maintain their top spots, barring RWS from Seoul. That one race, that was very good of them, but see how this goes. Okay, so hopefully, so if Resemblance here, what they really want is to not bump each other out, because this track is heavy on bumps, especially the first few sections on the, like, especially this thing here. Like, this is awful, and it looks like the Resemblance was able to maintain. DG gonna get redded out. Fresh got hit there. Ooh, barely missing that pendulum, and that's a top 3 immediately for Soul. So the exact same thing seemed to happen.
Top 4.
Oh, Blue's gonna have to watch out for this trail. Okay, he does. Okay, yeah, Nyx is gonna opt to go wide, or at the very least... Oh, got trailed by Biz. I don't know what happened to Blue. I think Blue may have slowed down a little too hard there, but it's still at least top 2. Oh, no trick on the cog. It's still at least top 2 for Soul, unless I missed something. Okay, so he seems to be driving a little strangely. I'm not sure why, but should be fine. I think that's like potentially bottom 3 for Resemblance back there, unless Artie's back there. I'm pretty sure that might actually just be bottom 3. I haven't seen Artie all race, so that's a very, very real possibility. Gonna force someone into a star there. The star in 8th is very good. And there's the shock. Yeah, okay. Oh, what the hell? That shock did absolutely nothing. No one dodged, I think. Very odd. Actually, oof. Okay, I think what... Oh, good God. Oh, that's APG. Okay, I actually thought that was Blue just activating a plant. I was very confused, but no. I think this is still top 3 for Soul. I haven't seen Squids all race. I'm assuming he's still in first. So now I was gonna have to watch out for that. Oh, Jasmine. Oh, jeez. Jasmine was so Nick's just gonna opt to throw his things away, getting redded for it, unfortunately, and Blued on the line as well. Yeah. Oh, actually, that didn't hit him, but he still got hit. Yeah. Okay. So 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 last. So what I think happened there was one of the teams, both teams had shock, and one team spammed it. Because, or else I really don't get what happened there, or perhaps it was a bot shock.
Yeah.
I saw someone in chat ask if only a certain number of tracks are viable to play. Not really, but sort of, yes. The basic gist of it is that some tracks are pretty bad, just because of, and there's tracks that do the same thing, but other tracks do it better. So, for example, Wario Stadium is the best running track in the game, just because of how easy it is to maintain first, because there's like one shortcut, it barely saves anything. Realistically compared to the rest of the game, whereas there's other running tracks, like I think like Wild Woods is technically a running track, but it's like very short and you can easily get spammed out because of how the items work, and large gliders as well hinder running tracks like Sunshine Airport or Cloudtop Cruise. Yeah, I've seen people disagree with
it, and they're not banned tracks. You can play whatever you want, but you can't repick a track.
Yeah, you can't repick. That's the main rule. Yeah, you can play whatever the hell you want. I mean, you can pick like a desert, and there's also tracks that have really common strategies, like Dry Desert and Cheeseland and Yoshi Circuit are the 3 hardest bagging tracks in the game, just because of how busted shortcuts and bill strats are on those. So people purposefully sandbag in hopes of getting better items, because how items work in this game is your distance away from first in combination sort of with your position. Like, not really, but kind of. But yeah. So I don't know who's in first. Parishi, 3-4 here? Someone just fell off? No, okay, that was Oh, that Nana. Okay, I'm thinking that's Soul in first right now. So it's like 1, 3, 4, because I don't understand yet. So it is Jasmine. That bomb missed Biz, but able to block a red. So whatever. 1, 3, 4, 5 for Soul here. Parishi gonna drop out so he can have his bananas behind Blue, and wow, okay, so that immediately hits out. I think that's top 3 or top 4 for Soul now.
Top 4.
Top
no,
3.
Top 3.
Yeah, because Soul or Parishi was not able to pass Biz. He's gonna back this bomb at the top of the cut, and that's just hit someone. I'm not sure who. Blue, I think, hit a Nana that he didn't see from last lap. Still a top 2 though, or even top 3. Currently for Soul. So Soul's in a really good spot here, barring a shock, which isn't impossible on this track because there's a very good bill strat. So people do end up at that range because they're going for bills. If you use the bill on this S turn, it kind of brings you to like the last set, and the S turn is really hard to avoid bills on just because you have to take very specific lines. So there is a shock. Nick's got chained into boxes and getting a shrimp. This should still be top 2. Like I'm actually unsure.
3.
Yeah, even top 3, or actually...
Oh, no, never mind.
Okay, still top 2. Like, top 2, 5 at least. Looking at where Blue is. Maybe even 4 or 5. Depending. Yeah, top 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. That's a huge race. I'm going to assume that was a Soul shock. No, it's their shock.
Resemblance.
Okay, apparently that was a Resemblance shock. That was an odd sequence. I'm guessing they just didn't have, because it was weird because Soul was top 3, right? So
yeah.
Generally speaking at that point, and because Nyx and Jasmine were so far ahead, Resemblance should have basically not even considered them as people that you would be able to pass, because they're just so far gone, you're not passing them. Like Kokode, I think almost did. But still, like, I wouldn't consider that to be, like, a viable strat to try and pass them. So you try and get Blue after boxes in particular. Because if you get Blue after boxes, Blue's a sitting duck. He's getting last. There's no way. Because that, like, there, everyone's taking shortcuts. Everyone's passing everyone. So, I guess it's not what happened. So Hyrule Circuit coming out for... must have been a Soul pick. I don't think this would have been a Resemblance pick.
I think so.
So here we're going to see the forking strategy that I mentioned earlier, where second's just going to go for right and first is going to go for left. Or sorry, the opposite. I can't speak. But anyway. Oh, these nanas. Wow. Okay, that was probably one of the best pulls he could have gotten right there. Yeah, checking those nanas, making sure not to hit his teammates that are right next to him. Still missing the empty there. It's going to go slow him make him go real slow, but he's still in 6th. Jasmine, I think, was able to maintain first, but Nyx has not been able to maintain his top spot, so now he's back here in 9th on 3 coins without an item, so he's going to have to go with this item set that no one goes for. Will he? Yes, he will. Okay. This item set here that, realistically, Hyrule Circuit has 2 sets when you're front-running. There's first set, second set before the stairs, and then there's nothing for, like, like most of the race, because of how people play. So that's why it's such a good running track, because there's only 2 sets where people can even get reds in the first place, and there's only 1 double box the second can chain on. So, and reds get blocked on the stairs and whatnot. So Blue, as far as I can tell from the minimap, Blue is in first, and I think that's probably like top 2, something like that for at the very least for Soul, like top 2, 6. Or Blue was forced to go wide, and Parishi's here with fire. And so is Nyx. Okay, DG's gonna get hit out there. Who's in first? Yeah, that is Jasmine in first. Firing Kokode before the cut. Very good idea. Okay, Kokode does have fire, so they're gonna have to watch out for this. Oh my gosh! Okay, they TS
really,
first.
really close.
Yeah, that was a very good shock from... So Resemblance should be getting top 3. I'd be surprised if they didn't. I'm guessing Soul knew about the shock. Or they may not have, I don't know. But this won't be too terrible of a race, considering I don't really think Jasmine got hit too far out of top spots. I haven't seen her yet. So, yeah, there's Jasmine in first, and that's like top 1-3 at least for Soul. Despite the shock. Top 3 even, so despite the shock, Soul was still able to get a very good race out of it. Top 3, 7, 8, 9, I think. Yeah, plus 28. So now Soul is up 86 going into the last GP. So
the difference is getting bigger and bigger.
yeah, like Resemblance needs a massive race now. They need a plus 30. If they don't get a plus 30 this race, they're done. And I'm like that's it. Because like 3 races to make up like 60 points. Like they have to average, I think, 22 points difference a race here to tie. Right? Yeah, to tie. They need that. So no, sorry. 21 point something. Like 21.6? 22, we'll say. Ballpark. And okay, Mute City coming out for Soul. Yeah, Jasmine got first, and Soul is Squids is in top 3 as well, so that makes sense. Is it gonna come out? No, Resemblance is gonna get the reset here. So now Resemblance is gonna have to basically bring their war, or sorry, their war on a dice roll, because realistically, right, Soul gets Shock Race 9. Right? They could like be like, oh, do you have a dodge in like 6th? Okay, just count it down when you chain. 3, 2, 1, activate, and then that just ruins Resemblance, because Resemblance needs a massive race. They don't like Resemblance needs a huge one. Soul just needs like an okay race, and they're fine. Like Soul could lose this race by 6, and be like, well, whatever. We're still at 80 with 3 left. Like that's no big deal. Yeah. So we'll see what they do. Nyx with this Boo already, or this Ghost in 5th. I'm thinking he might actually hold this, but looking by what he's doing, no, he's not. So I'm gonna go say hi to the Toads, and a red Parishi, because it'll be funny. No, okay. Start driving, you're gonna DC. Okay. You're looking like a tier A match. This Bill, immediately using it. Yeah, wrong order there. If you had gotten his Golden first, that would have been perfect, because then he'd have a Bill if he's doing Bill Strat guaranteed, but instead, he just immediately uses his Bill. Oh, that's an early shock. That's a Resemblance shock, I assume.
They are overbagging so hard. Look at the at the top 2.
Top 2 is gone. I'm thinking that's Blue and 1 Resemblance member. Although that won't last for too long, since people are dodging up and coming up. Parishi was able to actually get a Bill in like 5th and just take a Bill strat. So that's pretty funny. Ooh, that's an interesting chain. Even if Nyx dodges here, he's not exactly in a good position. Oh, his invincibility didn't last as long as he thought it was. So he's going to use a Blooper in 8th. I'm pretty sure Blooper is at... Oh, what?
This is huge.
Whose shock was that?
This is really huge.
Unfortunately, he doesn't get a speed item, so he has to, like, hop his way. But this is fine. He's going to be able to take this Bill Strat for free, and I think he won't pass enough people for it to not extend, so he's fine. So yes, he's getting the Bill extension, gonna have this Golden in like a top 3 spot, basically for free. And Kokote is gonna dodge this Blue, but he only has 1 Shroom, so unless Kokote has another Shroom, like, Nyx is getting first. Yeah. And looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen. So Nyx is gonna get first, and this should be enough to call it curtains, because that's 1-4 at least for Soul. Maybe even like 1-3-4. We'll see. Results are coming in. That's, yeah, okay. 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. I think it's not a guarantee. Like, they're not mathematically out, right? Apparently, okay, so we've been informed that both shocks were theirs. Yeah, I assume the first one. The second one was weird, though. But that looks like a GG. It's not quite. They're not quite mathematically out. They still have a chance.
They have to do like 2 top 6 in a row.
Yeah, basically, to get it into like a realistic difference, they have to win 2 races by 80, or something, like, or get the difference down to like 20 in the 20s, to get it down to a realistic difference. Like right now, they need to average like 30 points lead per race. And Biz not doing his part by picking Baby Park, which is not a race you want to go for if you want massive dubs. So that's a track you go for if you specifically don't want the other team to get a massive dub. But Soul getting their pick.
Soul just need to win this race and...
Yeah, they won. They don't even need to win. They could lose this race by 10.
Yeah.
Or even, like, they could even lose this race by, like, 20. They'd be up 70 going into the last 2 races, which, like, at that point, like, you've basically won. Like, unless Resemblance just, like, completely slaughters last 2. Like, Like, it's really pressure's on Resemblance. Like, right now, Soul just needs to relax and just play. Like, you know, even on autopilot might be enough. Immediately trailing Kokode there is really good for Nyx, but Biz able to get into first due to a draft. So, see how long that lasts, though, because there seems to be a lot of shifting positions, because this is RMP, so really odd. Now, if Nyx could press his X button so we could see, okay, that is Resemblance in 2-3, I think. Throwing a Nana forward instead of backing it was a weird play. But yeah, so 2-3 for Resemblance. Nyx is still in first, able to maintain first for the entire lap, for the entirety of lap 1. Looks like Resemblance is bagging. I think Blue is back there to counter bag, specifically because they're not quite. Yeah, that was a very good backspin. Although getting red. Oh no, I think it broke on the plant. So that is an odd shock. I'm thinking that was Soul. And the reason why I think that that's Soul, either that or the person in Bill also has shock, so we'll see. Because Soul, like, they get, oh, I have shock, 3, 2, 1, activate, just specifically so Resemblance doesn't get a good race, right?
Maybe there were two shocks and someone wants to use the, to negate the other shock. I don't know.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, that too. Yeah, so we'll see if what happened exactly. Nyx has been able to maintain first, getting double defense, which is really good for him. Still not getting redded out. The plant didn't chomp the red, so now he no longer has any protection, but I don't think Biz has anything to throw at him either, so he's pretty safe. So unless anything terrible happens here, Nyx is basically going to get first, which is basically curtains. Like, unless Soul's like bottom 5, like I think that's basically it.
GG's.
So yeah, that looks like that's what it's going to be. So GG's to Soul. Let's fucking go. Got carried to a second Division 2 banner. I'm going to add that to my MK Central signature soon. So
Congrats.
Hey, I earned my D3 banner. I played every match that season, so I don't feel as bad about being carried to. That's almost exactly what happened. What I said basically happened. 1-8. Is that, are they mathematically still out? No. Yes, this is what I was talking about. They're up 70 now. So, okay. Never mind. I'm still not gonna get it necessarily.
The Mao.
But, I mean, 72 points in 2 races is still really hard. Like, I think if Soul has 2 people in top 6 this race, they win, right?
Yeah.
Essentially? No, not quite, because if, hang on, what's the most, like, they need to win this race by at least 34 to be in a chance to win on last race. So, winning this race by 34 is, like, top 5, 8, or, like, top 4, 6, 7.
Let me check.
So, as long as, Soul has 1 person in top 4, I think that's GG. I think I did my math correctly. So RMC coming out. Now here is really where Soul can really just realistically can just use a shock and dodge 1 person and be fine, because they really just need to guarantee first and they're good. So we'll see how it goes. Little nervous watching this. I really don't want the choke to happen, but I don't think it will. I have confidence that a 72-point lead in 2 races isn't just going to disappear before my eyes, but
even if you lost this race, I will play Baby Park, just because it's too crazy and there's too difficult to Resemblance to get a top 6. It's really it's a really nice track for guaranteeing a non-top 6 for the enemy.
Yeah, so we'll see if that's what they go for. Seems like Nyx is the only... Okay, no, Blue, never mind, is up here. Here comes the Blue shell for first. That's going to be Biz, is just going to have to take it. Or no, Biz is just going to be a pussy and just take it in 5th instead. And, okay, that dodge... See, okay, that's what I mean. Like, Jasmine just dodged in first. So, right there, that is the nail in the coffin. That should seal it, because Jasmine is not going to finish outside of top 2, especially because she just bombed APG there. So that should be it. Although I think Resemblance is all behind first, so we'll see. Although Nyx is getting some pretty good chains here, so Nyx should be able to penetrate top spots, and that's Parishi right there as well. Oof. Oh, Biz with these triple reds. Oh! No. Okay. Nyx getting an amazing chain. Okay, that's GG's for sure, though, because Jasmine definitely got a good spot. So now, for sure, guaranteed this time, I now have another banner to my name. So, alright. That's sick. Let's go. Alright. Nice. Soul up 66 into last race, so that is a guaranteed win. Soul is now your Division 2 champions and will probably get put into Division 1 next season. What is Nyx doing?
No.
What are you doing, bud? He's gonna go on the varmint?
I thought he was
King Boo standard bike.
I thought he was gonna get the Bowser's like card. I don't know how it's named. Like the
the Koopa Clown car, yeah, with the monster wheels. The hot monsters, maybe, but no, he's just gonna be King Boo. So
here we go, chat. Soul's winning. Congrats for the ones who picked Soul in the prediction. And let's enjoy the last race.
And enjoy last race, which is going to be played on N64 Rainbow Road. Another classic pick from I see a Luigi on the Ted buggy, which I think is Artie, right behind. Yeah. And there's also a Roy on the Teddy buggy. Alright, so seemingly some people have taken this last race. Well, I mean, obviously once you've won D2, you've won D2, but I'll take this final lap to seal it, just to congratulate all the teams that have played MKU this season. Congratulations to all the division champions, all the people that played. Full standings should be out probably within the next week and a half or 2 weeks period, 2 week period, depending on how MKU staff rolls. And also banners will be made by our wonderful graphics arts team. I don't know when, but relatively soon. So look out for those. If you have won your division, you will have a banner to put on your MK Central signature to show off. So congratulations to all the teams that participated. Congratulations to Soul. Well, congratulations to my own team for winning D2. And congrats to Resemblance for playing really well this season. They only lost one match. Really, so that's pretty cool. That's like a very good record, and GG's to all the teams that played this season. World Friend for winning, World Friend for winning Division 1, and otherwise I think there's a few other shoutouts I could give. So Pirate Hackers has won Division 4, and Alliance Rainbow has won Division 7. I'm unsure of the results in D3 or any other divisions since they have not been posted yet. So you guys can post that if you guys want. So that is it for this war. Very good left final race too for Nick spamming the pick button.
Rip hard drive.
Rip hard drive. Very good MVP from Nick's. 121 and 117 as the top two is very, very good. So yeah, win by 82 in the end. I've just been informed that TT won D3, and yes, Pirate Hackers did go undefeated. They went 10-0 and then 4-0. So very good from them. Or no, apparently Teeples is correcting chat and saying no, Sweaty Zard won one match. So that's it. So yeah, congrats to everyone for playing. I had a good time casting. That was pretty interesting. I had fun casting my own team, which I know I really don't like watching my own team play. So it's very good that I always feel like I'm gonna jinx it. And Squids has just joined the call.
It was sweet.
Pog, dude, Pog.
just gonna hop in, and
dude, there were so many sharks that war. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just the Resemblance and Soul special. That's just how it works.
Yeah. We only pulled like 3 or so as well. I think the issue was whenever they actually pulled it, they just either didn't have enough dodges or pulled it too late. So.
Oh well, yeah, that's fine. So GG's everyone. I don't think there's any special announcements that I have to make. Other than maybe just reminding you guys that next weekend, next Sunday actually, Secret Santa 2v2 FFA is going to be happening. So register for that. It's a good fun. You get a random teammate. So look forward to it. It's pretty cool. You should read up on the rules and stuff because I'm not very good at explaining how things work. And yeah, and I think the next major tournament that is going to happen is Amplify.
Yeah.
In early 2021, I think January, like 2nd or 3rd or something. Amplify is going to be starting, so register for that if you want. And otherwise, I think that's it. Because I don't think anything else. I'm not being told to announce anything, so I'm going to assume that's it.
No,
So,
that's it. But also, if you are new into competitive Mario Kart, you can check out Mario Kart Central website, like here in the chat. Join us. Join also the Discord server for joining a team, hanging out with some people here, and that's it.
Yeah. So GG's everyone, and that'll be it from me, I think. So
Yeah, it's all.
Peace.